Now let me have a quick talk about risk in Africa. Firstly, it is ubiquitous. It exists. Africa is a great spot, though. I don't want to put you off it because it's really a land of adventure and opportunity. But in terms of risk management, ISO 31000 risk management standard is all but unknown. Risk is just something that happens. People endure disease and childhood mortality, and workplace health and safety is entirely optional. One of our biggest struggles out there is getting people to work safely, or at least a little more safely than they might have. We're coming to the end of the presentation, so I won't go into it, but I could literally talk for days about stories things that have gone wrong or almost gone wrong. But in short, always have a backup plan. Throwing more money into aid in Africa isn't the answer. There's a right way and a wrong way to go about things, and when you talk about risk management culture, and I think culture is mentioned a dozen times in ISO 31000 risk standard, it's absolutely culture is everything. You need to do things in a sensitive way appropriate to the culture. And despite saying you can get arrested for anything, I will say it's great. We worked 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and we had trips. We hopped into Rwanda to see the gorillas, which is an absolute highlight and worth every penny of it. It's an amazing experience. We got told off in Kenya for getting out of the car and wandering around to photograph rhinos. We slept under the sun and slept under the stars on the Serengeti. We've seen the sunrise and the moonrise at the same time over the Serengeti, which is just an absolute highlight, which I'd recommend to everybody. We've seen elephants. We've spent so much time with elephants. Perhaps our favourite animal there, and we bungee jumped from the world's highest bungee jump, 700 feet in South Africa, into a canyon there, which is an absolute hoot. We flew over the Sisifly, the skeleton coast of Namibia. Namibia is probably our favourite country for a whole range of reasons I could talk about for hours. But we went sandboarding on those dunes, and we flew over them, we camped in them, you name it. And one of the highlights, apart from the gorillas, was probably walking with elephants. And again, one of the things I love about Africa, risk is ubiquitous. Occupational health and safety is almost entirely absent. I love the fact that probably in Australia you'd never be allowed to do this with what's essentially a wild animal, and yet here we are, just patting them, walking with them. And we managed to find time to climb Kilimanjaro, which was incredibly cold, and simply tying your shoelaces makes you feel like you've run 100 meters in terms of being able to suck in oxygen, but it's an amazing continent. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time and for your attention. I hope you really enjoyed that.